Okay, sixth grade, I want you to title your paper trig ratios and then put so, ka, toa, which I have up here. And I'm going to talk quietly since there's still some people finishing the test. This lesson is option, so if you're listening to the recording and it doesn't interest you, you don't have to listen to the whole thing. You will not have homework on this. You will not be tested on this. This is just something extra that goes with our triangle chapter. It's interesting because you'll learn this in geometry, bless you, and when you take trig pre-calc, you also learn this a lot. I'm going to show you one way to do this today, which is using trig ratios to find missing angles in side lengths, okay? We're going to do the side lengths today, unless you guys pick it up really quickly. Some of you may have an idea of what SOHCAHTOA is, but I want you to keep in mind you have to use it with right triangles. Adam. Yep. We're going to get to that, so hold that thought. Kind of. Hold that thought. Tomorrow, I will have grade sheets printed for you all, and I will also have your cumulative exams back on your desk tomorrow. Since some of you, it's the last day. You will also have cookies for me. I'm going to make biscottis tonight for you guys, my biscottis, the good biscottis, just as one last thing. So it's on my list for tonight. I am 90% sure I'll get to it. 99, I should say. And I will also have some movies for tomorrow, so if you figure that you want to bring one in from home that you really like, you can do that as well, but it has to be PG or G so I don't get in trouble, okay? All right, so here's where we're going to start. You ready? So, ka, to, I want you guys to write, if you haven't already written that on your paper, we need to first talk about what these mean, okay? Okay, S is for sine, okay, which is S-I-N-E. Okay, and just for now, I'm going to explain what they mean, then I'm going to show you how they work. So the SOHCAHTOA, these words just help you know how to set up the trig ratio. Okay, SOHCAHTOA is not a word. Okay, it just helps you. Yep, yes, yes. It helps you so that you, it is. It helps you so you know how to set up the ratios. So sine is always opposite over the hypotenuse. And I'm probably not spelling this right. Spelling upside down is very confusing. Yeah, you know what? You can, however you want to spell it, go ahead. We're going to leave it like that. Hypotenuse. Good enough. So my point is, let me explain. I don't care about spelling right now. Sine is always opposite over the hypotenuse. Okay? Spelling vertically is a little challenging. Mary. Go ahead. Yes, I'm going to show you what the graphs look like. I completely butchered this. Go ahead. Oh, no, I did not know that. Very cool. That's the bonus, yeah. Put your test on the desk, on the chair. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Okay, the next one. So sine is always opposite over hypotenuse. Ka means cosine. Cosine is always adjacent over hypotenuse. There we go. I got the spelling right this time. So adjacent is the side right next to it, and I'll show you what that looks like. So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Okay, the last one is tangent. So tangent is always opposite over adjacent. Tangent is always opposite over adjacent. So if you remember SOHCAHTOA, it will help you set up the trig ratios for sine, cosine, and tangent. Always. Okay. I am going to highlight on mine the sine, the cosine, and the tangent, because those are the trig ratios. The two other letters right next to it just help you to set it up, okay? When I taught this to geometry last year, they got very confused with that. Okay. What'd you say? It was funny, I know. Okay, let me draw, I'm gonna put a triangle up, and I want you guys to draw on your paper a triangle that kind of looks like this. I'm gonna help you guys set these up, and we're gonna make this the right angle. Let's see, this is 31 degrees. This is X, and this is 17. I did not draw it to scale. Okay, so the question is going to be, find the value of X, which is the side length of the triangle. I'm going to write, you don't have to write this, just, I'm going to write SOHCAHTOA up on my paper, or on smartboard. We know that this is 31 degrees. We could find this other angle, but we don't have to. We need to find what X is, okay? So if you look at 31 degrees, is this side the X side, the opposite, the adjacent, or the hypotenuse based on this angle? So is this the hypotenuse? No. Okay, let me ask you this now. So it's not the hypotenuse. Is this side opposite of 31 degrees? No. What does the word adjacent mean? Mary? Yep, they touch. I'm going to abbreviate this. So this is the adjacent side of 31 degrees. So that's important to know how this side is related to this angle. Okay, 17, this side right here. How is that related to 31 degrees? Is it the opposite, the adjacent, or the hypotenuse? Justin. Good. It's the opposite side, okay? OPP. It's the opposite side. It's not the hypotenuse, and it's not next to it. 31 degrees and 17 are opposite from each other. Donatus, what's this side called? Good. This side is called the hypotenuse. So based on 31 degrees, if we're given the adjacent and the hypotenuse, do you think we should use sine, cosine, the adjacent and the opposite? Sorry, thanks, Emma. If we're given the adjacent and the opposite, do you think we use sine, cosine, or tangent? Adam? Good. We're going to use tangent because, look, TOA means you're given the opposite and the adjacent. It's kind of cool. So forget about Pythagorean's theorem. Forget about everything else. You can use a trig function. Here's how this works. Tangent of 31 degrees equals, you always go with the degree that they give you, equals the O, which is opposite, 17, over the adjacent, which is X. This is our trig proportion, which you could also say is your trig ratio. Emma, is this how you learned it? Now, let's take our calculators. So, we need to figure out what the tangent of 31 degrees is before we try to solve for X. Your calculator must be in degree mode to use this. So if you click on the mode button, Charles, your calculator is going to be different. Matt, yours is going to be the same. So if you go down to the third one, you see where it says radian? Radian is what we use for everything else. If you go over to the right, hit enter on degree. So only the degree is blinking. You want it to be in degree mode. What'd you say? Well, I'm not sure. Just go down to the third one, go to the right. Okay. So after you guys hit enter, you can go second mode, which takes you back to the home screen. I want everyone to type in this word right here, tan, represents tangent. So if you press tan, type in 31. We need to find what the tangent of 31 is. Press enter. If you did not get 0.600, something's wrong. Adam? Wait, hold on. Time out. Did everyone get that? Annalise, did you get that? Okay. Hold on. Did everyone get that? Okay. So let's, on our paper, I want you guys to write down 0.60086. That's enough. We don't have to write everything out. Okay, let me go back to the full screen here. So now we have, it's in degree mode. We found the tangent of 31 degrees. It is equal to 17 over x. Well, we're getting closer to finding x. How can we find x at this point? Alyssa. Okay, you could do that. You could multiply both sides by x over 17. What else could we do? And that might be easier, but what else could we do? Adam? Good, you could do cross products as well. So either way is fine. I'm going to do cross products just because it might be a little bit easier when we get to the harder ones. So you have 0.60086x equals 17 times 1 is 17. All right, at this point, how do we get x by itself? Mary? Nope, you want to get x? Good, so go ahead and do that and tell me what x is. Justin? Good, so I'm going to round to 28.3, and we don't know what I didn't put units, so just regular units. We found the side length. We found what x is, okay? So let me just rewind for a second here. What is tangent? What is sine? What is cosine? They are trig ratios. They are trig functions, like I told you at the beginning, okay? You use sine, cosine, and tangent to find missing sides or angles of a triangle. The easy way to do it is by finding the sides. So that's what I'm just showing you today, how to set up tangent, sine, and cosine using trig functions. So again, tangent, sine, and cosine are just trig functions that you use to find missing parts of a right triangle. You will dig much deeper into these in trig pre-calc. I just wanted to give you an overview, so when you have geometry in 2 years, you'll be like, oh yeah, Miss Galliotto taught us those. Mrs. Sefcik taught us those. Okay, so before I show you another one, questions on that? Donatus? Okay, you're just stretching. Adam, go ahead. Go ahead. How do I know you to use 31 degrees and not 90 degrees? Don't ever use 90 degrees. You always use the other angle that they give you. Tangent is always opposite over adjacent. Always. Okay? Justin? It would be wrong. If you kept it in radian mode, you'll get the wrong degree, or the wrong measurement, I should say. Annalise? That's what we just explained. So 31 degrees. Are you asking how 17 is opposite of it? Because it's right across from it. If something's across from something, it's the opposite. Because that's not the hypotenuse, and that's not next to it. So it has to be opposite. You could also do process of elimination. Okay? Alyssa? No. Not with SOHCAHTOA. Now, and they also won't give you two side lengths. If I gave you two side measurements, what could you use to find the third side measurement? Alyssa? Yeah, you could just use Pythagorean's theorem. So you'll be given, besides the right angle, you'll be given one angle and one side. All right, let me give you another one that is going to be a little bit different. Okay, so SOHCAHTOA. Go ahead and draw this triangle. Okay, well, here's our right angle. This is 43 degrees. This is 22. Give me a second here. Okay, let's find y. Okay, so I want you guys to look at it. Do you think we should use sine, cosine, or tangent to find y? Sine, cosine, or tangent to find y. I want you to think about that 43 degrees, what the y is to it, and what the 22 is to it. Just want to see, this is a quick lesson. I just want to see if you're with me. Sean, what do you think? Good, why? Awesome. Awesome, very good. So we're going to use sine of 43 degrees equals y is the opposite of 43. It's not the hypotenuse. It's not next to it. 22 is the hypotenuse. So the opposite is y. over, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is 22. You guys clear on why we have to use sine, Annalise?
Is it 22 adjacent to y?
Nope, 22 is the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse, remember, it deals with this angle. When you have 43 degrees, you're figuring out how this side is related to 43 degrees and how this side is related to 43 degrees. This side is the hypotenuse. This is never the adjacent side. If it's the hypotenuse, it's the hypotenuse. This is the adjacent side, Annalise. Yeah, they do, but we don't care if they meet or not because this is the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is more important than the adjacent side. You can only have one of each. You have one opposite, one adjacent, and one hypotenuse. Okay, take our calculators. I want you guys to type in. Oops. Oh. Okay, let's type in sine, make sure you're in degree mode, of 43. What do we get before I hit enter? Emma H. Did you get that? Good. Awesome. Did everyone get that? Did you get that? Okay. So if sine of 43 is 0.681998, blah, 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 equals y over 22, you're going to simplify that. Now, this one's easier to solve. Why is this one easier than the other one to solve? Alyssa, why is it easier? Good. So if you could do cross products, or you could just multiply both sides by 22, either way, what do we get? What's y? Justin? Awesome. So I'm just going to keep that as y is 15. Questions on that one? Okay. So do you guys want me to give you one to try? Or do you want me to try one with you tomorrow? No, do you guys want to try one for homework? Yes. You don't? Yes. Okay, I'll just give you an optional one, okay? You don't have to do it, but I'll give you an optional one. Questions on that one? I'm a little bit late, but okay. Those of you listening to the recording, we'll do one together tomorrow before we watch our movie. All right, guys, so hold on one second. So here's, if you want to try it, here it is. Okay, this is 13 degrees. This is 28. I want you to find X and Y. Yes, you can find both. And I want you, if this is optional, if you want to, I would use trig functions for both. If you want to find both, and your answers will be decimals. Annalise. Yep. All right, so what do you guys think of trig functions? Easy? Good. You guys did pretty well. Test people, I'll come talk to you in a second. Those of you that were with me on SOCA, TOA, keep that paper for tomorrow. If you want to do the homework, do the homework. If not, don't do it. I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. That way, Charles, Matt, and Doug will be with us.